Greetings YouTube, Lone Assassin here. What is up guys? Pardon my absence, I've been a little busy recently. As always, that's always my excuse. But genuinely I have been busy. I will be trying to upload a little bit more. I think I have a schedule figured out where I can try to upload more consistently, but we'll see. Like I said in the previous video, like a month ago, that I was going to talk about E3 in the next video, and here it is. Basically, this is going to be my thoughts, my opinions on the things that I liked. I will be discussing pretty much a little bit of everything, but basically today's main topic is just the things that I like that piqued my interest. So yeah guys, the gameplays they're going to be seeing in the background are going to be their gameplays. I don't know any of their gameplays. I'm not saying they're mine or anything, you know, they're all theirs. But basically I just put in the background the ones that really interested me. That doesn't mean that other things didn't interest me. I'm just saying that these are the ones that I for sure have to have or want to have. And then I will be talking about more than just the gameplays in the background, but again, the ones in the background are just gonna be the ones I'm really interested in, that I really want. Again, there are more, but there's just so many games that came out at E3, I can't post them all unless you only see like a 20-30 minute video, which I'm pretty sure most of you don't, so that's why I kept it as short as possible, you know, but entertaining enough where I have enough time to, you know, divulge my opinion and whatnot. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it. I'm gonna go in reverse order of appearance. So that's gonna be Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft conference. Basically because I feel that's how, you know, that's least to greatest, that's how entertaining it was to me, at least personally. I'm not being, you know, biased or favoritism toward Microsoft just because I like them. Honestly, I think they did have a more successful conference this year, but you know, each is entitled to their opinion, each to your own. So let me start off with Nintendo. Unfortunately, Nintendo for me was a little bit disappointing, and I feel really bad for saying that because, you know, recently the president of Nintendo just recently passed away, so I really feel bad for saying that, but honestly that's how it was to me. I'm not saying it was a total flop, I'm just saying for me it wasn't my cup of tea, and it's gonna be similar things to the Sony one, but let me just focus on Nintendo right now. Basically what they try to do is they try to bring back some old games, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm not against that. And then they have some games that, you know, they have currently, and they just, like, you know, made a better version of it basically. So for example, they made a new Mario Tennis, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Never played one before, but you know, I've played the Olympics, Mario Sonic Olympic games, and those are pretty fun because that has tennis. So if it's gonna be similar to that, you know, that's gonna be great. There's also a couple of new Mario Bros and stuff like that, but aside from that, there really isn't any new content that they provided at E3, which again is not bad. For me, that's just not my, you know, not my style. I'm not saying every single time someone has to bust out something new, but you know, at least a new idea or maybe, you know, a twist on something. But again, you know, Nintendo is really old school, and then that's, you know, why they're really respected and stuff. That's why they're still in the game, because, you know, the hardcore gamers, you know, the gamers at heart, you know, still have some part of Nintendo in them. So I was disappointed that there weren't any new Pokemon games that, you know, for like Revolution or whatever, but nonetheless, you know, like they made some new Mario games, which is pretty cool. They remade some old games like Star Fox and whatnot. I'll look into that, you know, I'll see what goes down. I've never played them, but they did seem interesting, you know, that came out with the 64 and stuff like that. I never had those consoles, so I wouldn't know. So that was the Nintendo conference. Basically, in my opinion, you know, like halfsies were like, you know, remakes of old games, and like the other half was like basically, you know, like a new version of a game that's already existed, which isn't bad again, but that's not for me. Going on to the Sony conference, similar situation. Half of it was, you know, remaking old content and whatnot, and then the other half was like, you know, a few new games, and like again a new installment of a previous series or game that's already in play right now. Again, that's not bad, but again, for me, that's just not for me. What kind of disappointed me about Sony, again, just my opinion, was that they're remaking lots of new games. Like pretty much most of the games that they showcased, at least what I saw, were remakes of games, which to me is like, you know, I'm like, you know, that's cool and all, but like, I understand, like, you know, the point of it, you know, to like put the graphics and whatnot, you know, at par to the PS4 level or whatever compared to it was when it first came out, like on PlayStation 1 or 2. But still, man, I'm like, people are gonna pay the same. People are gonna pay a price for a new game. People are going to pay the price of a new game for a game that already came out, if you know what I'm saying. And that's why I don't like about remakes. I understand the point of them, but I don't like them because basically you're paying for the same game twice. And to me, that's, I'm not really into that. You know what I mean? So they remade some old games like Final Fantasy VII and whatnot that everyone's like raving about. And this is not a Sony exclusive. I don't know why people keep saying this. It's first on Sony. It comes out first on Sony, and a month later it comes out for everything else, which I believe is just PC, maybe Xbox One. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not too sure. But I don't know why people are saying this is a PlayStation exclusive. It's not. People, get your facts straight. But there's lots of things that went on there. There's a really cool game. I forget what it's called. I think it's Point Zero Horizon or something like that. That game is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is a PlayStation exclusive at the moment. Well, like this year. I heard next year they might open it up to other consoles, but this game is pretty sick because like you're like some Indian girl and like you hunt down like some robot dinosaurs. I just recently watched Jurassic World, so I'm like, this is like pretty intense for me. I'm like, damn. So I'm not gonna lie, that game did look pretty cool, but it's not enough for me to get a PlayStation 4 at the moment. Again, I always want to get a Wii U before PlayStation 4, so I'll wait on that. But that game does look pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. And finally, the Microsoft conference. That game, the games that they showcased were pretty cool. They didn't show too many remakes, which is why I liked it. That's the reason I like the Microsoft conference more than the other conferences, because they weren't trying to buy back old, hardcore gamers. They're just trying to appeal to new audiences, be like, yo, we got this. They did make a couple remakes, I'm not gonna lie, and they did make a new installments of previous games like Gears of War 4 and stuff like that. But what really piqued my interest, what really got me, was the Hololens. Now, if you don't know what this is, basically this is just like how should I explain? It's like virtual reality, but like it's like Yu-Gi-Oh and like the Oculus Rift combined, you know what I mean? Like you can put that puppy on and boom, you have some holograms popping out of nowhere. You're like some Tony Stark nonsense. Like this thing was witchcraft when I saw it. Like live, I was watching this and like I saw him like he was showcasing like the Minecraft world and he's like maneuvering throughout there. I'm like, what the heck is this black magic, yo? I was tripping out. And it's pretty crazy because apparently this isn't the first time they've announced this. Apparently there's like a commercial on YouTube, I'll link it down in the description, that basically showcase like this as an everyday situation. So this isn't just like video game oriented or like Xbox One oriented. This is like oriented for like daily day-to-day lives and stuff like that. You see people like working in offices, or you see like some dude putting it on like before work starts, and he sees like the weather like on this table and shit, like some brujeria all over the place. Like it was pretty intense. So that's what really got me interested in the Microsoft conference, because like they're bringing new things to the table, they're bringing variety and whatnot, and again, that's what I like. So that's why the Microsoft conference appealed to me more than the other two. Now, I'm not saying the other two are inferior or bad in any way. I'm just saying Microsoft, appealed more to me, which is why I got the Xbox One first, because I knew in the long run it would be improving along the way. Pretty much PS4 and the Wii U are stuck at there. Basically all they can do is bust out new hardware, like similar to the HoloLens, and get games for exclusive games. But other than that, it can't improve much. Windows 10 is on its way. Like the preview version of it is already out, and the consumer one is gonna come out next week, I believe, like the 29th or something like that. But yeah, Windows 10 is gonna be, you're gonna be able to stream with the Xbox One. The Xbox One also announced backwards compatibility. I have the preview program, so I've been able to use it. Now there's a list of games that are going to be installed onto this list or whatever of what games are going to be backwards compatible. It's not every single game, but I'll leave that up to you to do a little research on that. But Microsoft just like stepped up their game a lot, whether it's to catch up to PS4 or just to leave their mark. Whatever the case may be, I like it. I like the direction they're going. I know I spent more time on the Microsoft conference than the other two conferences, but like I said, it offered more to me, so that's why I'm talking about it more. And just games in general that piqued my interest. Ghost Recon Wildlands, Star Wars, Battlefront. That game looked pretty fucking sick. You know, just games like that. The Division introduced a new mode and stuff like that. So there's lots of things that apply for all consoles that, you know, were pretty interesting. So that's my E3 review. Sorry for the delay. Sorry it took so long. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll try to upload a little bit more consistently, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the content, please check out the other content on the channel. Thank you for watching, guys, and remember, you guys are beasts. I'm out.